Good evening.
Hello, everybody.
Today we got something different.
Yes.
We're gonna cover some of our favorite Famicom games,
Yes.
rather than beating Game Boy games tonight. Because partly we haven't been practicing.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance.
Yeah, it's been a very busy couple days. But needless to say, we'll show off some wares from Famicom. Now these games we have here are the actual cartridges.
Yes.
Straight from Japan or some other places unknown. And we're not actually playing it on a Famicom, but on a Famiclone.
Yes.
It's called a Super Mission. It's actually a Korean Famiclone that I found at a thrift store that came with a handful of multi-carts.
And it was badass.
Yes, this is one of the best Famiclones I've ever seen or got to play
amazing.
with. It came with two controllers. It kind of looks like Genesis controllers. They're really sturdy compared to some of the stuff that's out there, like the Game Philip controllers and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. It has an eject system and all kinds of nice stuff. It's really sturdily built.
Yeah, it's like really top quality.
Yeah, the picture quality is amazing. So the first game we're going to show off is one of my favorites, and as you can see, the title here is written in kanji. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Kanji.
Kanji? That's from some white guy from America.
It's not written in English.
But the title of the game is Attack Animal Academy or Gakken or something like that. But basically, it's kind of like Space Harrier from Sega. So you're this girl in a dress, and things come at you, and you can fly.
And you can run on the ground.
And you can run on the ground, and you shoot animals. And the object of the game is to rescue your friend. And I've never beaten this game. I have seen videos of it being completed, but that's the goal, is to actually rescue your friend.
And this game, as far as I know, was not released in the US. In fact, I think all the games that we picked for today were not released in the US in an official capacity. So, this game looks awesome. It looks like a game that could work with 3D glasses, but probably doesn't. I don't think it has that feature.
I don't think it does either. It might be a little reminiscent of 3D World Runner.
Yeah, that's what it makes me think of, is 3D World Runner.
Yeah, but I think it's more closer in comparison to Space Harrier for sure.
Yeah.
So you don't really control the speed to which you move. And does 3D World Runner have bosses?
I think so.
I never played it enough to get anywhere.
I don't recall, but I think it does. Those look like, what's that Pokemon name? I can't think of it.
I'm not sure. Here comes the boss fight.
Like that koala.
Yeah, gangster koala with a gun.
God, it's like a priest koala. It's got, well, no, I guess not.
Aww. And you fall just like you do in Space Harrier. Aww. I think I'm going to die. I think this will be game over here.
Too busy talking. Pay attention.
And just like Space Harrier, you just gotta constantly move, Avoid the stuff.
You look like you're close to him. Who's crying? Oh.
Aww.
You got hit by the... I want to say Voltorb, but that's not the one I'm thinking of, I think.
Well...
So, tell them how you figured out how you learned about this game.
I don't recall how I knew about it. I just knew
it was Classic Game Room.
Classic Game Room? No, I knew about it way before him.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely did.
Well,
I think we had it on a ROM for the Ouya, and I stumbled upon the game. I really liked it, but obviously I don't know what the title is.
Yeah.
And then a friend from work, I explained the game to him, and he's actually a huge fan of the Pony Canyon games, or Canyon, or whatever that's pronounced, and he was the one that told me the title.
Oh, okay.
And one day it popped up on eBay super cheap, and I was like, I gotta have that. It was a US seller, and I have it.
I thought you learned about it from Classic Game Room. My
No.
bad.
No, I saw his review long after I even had my time. So. Alright, so that was my first title I wanted to share. So what's going to be your first title?
We'll do console sideways, so I'm like trying to not hit random buttons. We'll do Bird Week.
Bird Week.
Bird Week. This is an awesome game. Alright, here we go. So, Bird Week is a game about being a bird and feeding your babies. So you gotta get these butterflies, and then these birds will start going crazy, and you gotta feed them. You gotta watch out for that condor or whatever it is. Basically, when you're in the nest, you're safe. I'm like having some struggles here. Get that thing. See, the baby's going crazy, so you gotta feed him.
And if you don't feed them in time, they die.
Yeah! Kill your babies. So it's a very simple game, but it's sometimes simple's the best thing. And I learned about this game from a multi-cart, and I didn't think it was a real game. And my wonderful husband here is like, yeah, it is, and then showed it to me, and I was like, oh my god, it is a real game. I need to own this. It's amazing. And now, you fed your baby enough, and now he's gonna grow up right away. Goodbye, baby.
This game should have been called Bird Simulator.
Right? So now we just wait for this guy to come over, and there he goes. So as the stages progress, they obviously get harder. There's more enemies. You got stuff flying at you and all sorts of craziness. But I just love the game because it's so simple, and it has fun music. Like, see, there's that, whatever that's supposed to be down there.
Flying Squirrel?
I don't know. It kind of looks like it's like a little tiny, oh my gosh, kangaroo. But I've never known a kangaroo to be that tiny. Of course, I've never known a kangaroo. So, oh my gosh, she's a statue. So, I don't know. I'm having difficulties controlling the mama bird, so. When you're in your nest, the condor isn't going to get you, so that's good. But if you fly out of it too early, you're going to get killed. So, I don't know what else to say. Other than this game is just so simple but so awesome. Oh, the baby's hungry, but I don't want to get killed by the kangaroo or whatever that is. There it is. Mama bird died.
You can also pick up those mushrooms and drop them on the enemies.
Yes.
That's really your only defense against them.
Yeah, I think you can drop it on the condor. Let's see if I can. Oh gosh. There's like a mole thingy. So much for that. Ooh, he's getting mad. He's getting mad. I want to try. See if I can get the. Okay. Never mind. Oh gosh. I want to try to get the mushroom and drop it on something, but I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared because the kangaroo and the condor are like coming for me. Here goes my baby. Bye. I'm the same color as the tree. I think I know why I'm struggling too much. I'm trying to do two directions at once, and the game doesn't really like that.
Yeah, you don't really have diagonals.
Yeah, it's like you go up, down, left, or right. You can't do it all at once. There goes the baby. And there's a bonus stage. I think it's the next one. If it's not the next one, it's after this one.
I thought it was after the 4 seasons.
No, maybe it is.
There's the Flying Squirrel.
There's the, yeah.
Has these evil eyes.
Which baby's gonna get first?
The evil squirrel's gonna get you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm safe from the squirrel in this.
Really must be.
Oh gosh.
Do squirrels hunt birds?
No, I didn't think so. Don't they eat like nuts and stuff?
They hide the eggs in their collection. Ooh, pow! That bird did nothing to you. It's just like nature for real.
Oh, I need another one. Come here, butterflies. Let me feed my babies. Oh, I finally got that one. I love how like sporadic these butterflies are.
True to life animations.
I don't know if butterflies really fly that sporadic, but I'm like doing pretty good on this game. It's surprising. Oh my gosh! See, I started moving. You got
The
me.
squirrel got you. So maybe that's the squirrel's tree. You would shoot it.
It's possible. I don't know if I can get a butterfly and this at the same time. Did I get the squirrel? I must have. Oh, he's sliding down the tree. That must have done it. Oh my god.
Oh, fed the wrong bird.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get that one, but okay. Hopefully the other one doesn't die before I gosh. Oh my gosh. Get on the nest. Oh! I don't know how I survived that. But I did. Goodbye. Alright, so the next one you think is on stage? Because that was stage 4. Yeah. Snake. Excuse me, just got just flying fish. And that's it.
How long does this last for?
Like 30 seconds.
Do birds in their natural environment go after flying fish?
Maybe. I would think that birds would go after them before squirrels would. I didn't work.
There's a love-hate relationship between squirrels and birds because they both live in trees. Fish don't live in trees.
No, they don't. That's true. But I can't imagine a carnivore squirrel. Wait, that's like round 4. Didn't I just do round 4? Oh
Ooh,
gosh.
the woodpecker got
I flew right into him.
got you right in the eye.
I think that's game over. Yeah, that's game over. So that's Bird Week, the game that I thought was not real, but is actually real.
It's a nice game.
It is a nice game. I like it.
Alright.
Alright, which game do you want next?
The next one that's on the list for me is Choplifter.
Choplifter.
Choplifter. Now this is a unique game. In fact, it's probably the crappiest version of Choplifter ever made, if you consider all versions.
I think I got that right. I did.
And
I agree. This is a pretty bad version.
yeah, so it says it's reprogrammed on here, and there's a couple things that need to be considered. So the game was originally made by Dan Gorlin, which I don't remember if it was on Apple II that it was originally created for or not. Rotorbun did own the license for quite a while, but at one point in time, Sega also had the license to release the arcade version and then a port of the arcade version, the Master System version. This is a port of the arcade version that Sega made, but this one's made by Jaleco. So that's kind of a complicated.
Yeah. I was just laughing at how they died because that's a wish.
Yeah, it's complicated. So compared to the arcade version and the Master System version, this is totally subpar to it.
Yeah, the Master System version is amazing.
Yeah, the controls are awful, which is kind of sad because
it's not a complicated game.
yeah, and somehow I'm not gonna be able to even rescue one person.
Okay, stop talking and try to rescue people.
It's almost as if they just slapped it together.
It looks nice. Here comes the tanks.
Yeah, in the arcade version, you only get one tank at a time, even on later levels. So that's at least one thing that's different.
They're trying to give you a challenge, man.
I think the challenge comes more from the lousy controls. Oh my god, everybody on
Yeah,
board
you
is
just
dead.
killed everybody, man.
Everybody's dead.
Dang.
So
Well,
that was
sure.
Choplifter, which is in a similar vein of Bird Week in that you gotta rescue things and bring them back to a specific
Yes.
place. So it can't knock you too much. But that was Choplifter. So what's next for you?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Next for me is Puyan. I did not know this existed on Famicom until recently when you got it for me. I knew it was arcade version. There's a Atari version, which I really like. The Atari version is pretty awesome. But I didn't know it was on Famicom. I knew it was never released in the US, so. And this one looks great. It looks very similar to, you know, the arcade version.
Yeah, the arcade version had a vertical screen, but outside of that, I mean, it looks pretty spot on.
Ah, you can't really complain about it. I mean, it has all the mechanics, the graphics look pretty spot on, so. I mean, I really like the Atari version, as terrible as it looks. I mean, it does not look good at all, but, I mean, it has everything that you need to play the game. It plays correctly. Oh, that was close. But I'm not, like, amazing with this game, but I do like it. It's fun. Let's try to not get hit by the tomato. I think so. That's supposed to be. Being hit by a tomato, a pig being having tomatoes thrown at it is pretty funny.
Intermission.
So obviously you can see the point of the game is to scroll up and down in your whatever this is. Elevator. Yeah. And get these bowls before they get to the bottom or the top, depending on what stage you're playing. I don't know if you can see it, but at certain points you can see that they're putting something up to block the balloon. So you gotta just keep shooting. This thing, I don't know exactly what. Oh, really? What?
It's a lead balloon.
Seriously? Oh gosh. And you'll notice is that I just missed 2 wolves boxes, whatever they are. Is that they'll start pushing the rock, and if you let too many get up there, they push it on you and they kill your elevator. So that is the point of the game. Don't get hit by the tomatoes. If you pop the just random floating balloons, you get bonus points. I don't think it does anything to help you. Maybe it gives you extra lives, I don't know. Oh, jeez.
Ow!
I just got smashed in the face with the tomato.
Oh, it doesn't reset the wolves.
Yeah, it does. There's only 9. Oh, you mean the ones at the top?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't do that. I got one of them. I was about to say, why can I not get that one?
Good work.
There we go. And I think you're rescuing one of the pigs, right? One of them gets kidnapped by the wolves, so you're fighting the wolves to get one back. Something like that.
I don't recall.
It shows the story at the beginning, and I just totally didn't pay attention, so, yeah. So much for that.
This is the bonus stage.
I think so. Because you can only shoot the
The meat.
It looks like meat, but I'm assuming that's not what it's really supposed to be. Oh, I missed one. I'm so... I don't know what that's supposed to... Really? There we go. I guess that was the end of that bonus stage.
Or the strawberries too.
Probably give you bonus points if you shoot them. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Probably just something to distract you from hitting the wolves. Ooh, that was close. Oh my god! Man, if a pig fell from that high, they'd probably be dead. I probably shouldn't hang out. Oh my gosh, really? Dang. I think that was it. Oh no, I got one more.
I guess something else that needs to be noted that I don't think has happened yet is if on this stage the wolves get to the bottom, they'll run across and they'll climb up that ladder and they'll start swinging at you.
Yeah, so you can't necessarily not go past them, but they make it much harder, I think. Or no, maybe you can't even go to that level.
Pow.
That's it for me. So yeah, it's very fun. Looks great. It definitely looks like Puyon from the arcade. So.
I wonder if that means something.
Puyon? I don't know. So yeah, excellent game.
Next up is one of my choices, Frontline.
Excellent game.
Yeah, it's a port of the arcade version, and despite being a popular arcade game, outside of this version, I only know of the Atari 2600 version, which is garbage, and then the Coleco version, which is, I think, the closest to the arcade version. But basically, it's World War I, and you need to invade your way into a castle. I guess you can say that this is a forerunner to games like Card Warriors, Commando, Mercs, etc. So you can shoot, you throw grenades.
And the game, this game looks very like almost exact to the arcade. It looks amazing. But in the arcade, it had dual, what are those called? Dials or whatever?
Yeah, you had a joystick and then you had a rotary stick.
There you go.
Which you spun that around to pick which direction you're shooting. And it actually didn't spin freely. It was kind of like Atari Warriors in the context you can point it in 8 directions, twisting it, and then you'd hold it down to. I don't remember if holding it down fired the gun or if it threw the grenade.
Yeah, it's been a while. The arcade that we used to play this at doesn't have it anymore, so which is super bummer. But yeah, this looks great, and even though it doesn't have the weird controls that arcade did, I think it controls great. It's probably easier than the arcade.
Yeah.
You don't have the joystick and the rotary thingy, whatever you call it, the dial.
Yeah, and just like Atari Warriors and Guerrilla War and the rest of them, press grenade to get into the actual tank. And this actually has 2 tanks. It has this big one that I'm in right now, and then you can actually get one of the smaller ones, like I just blew up there. The smaller one shoots faster.
But can't the bigger tank take more than 1 hit?
I think they both only take 1 hit, but I think with the big one, if you exit it and then jump back in, it repairs it.
Like fixes itself?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how we're talking about these are our favorite Famicom games, but like we don't really know all of them.
I mean, we don't play them all the time.
No. That's true. I think outside of my my last pick of the games, I don't think we've played any Famicom game recently. Other than you showing me that Quarth is on the NES on one of our multi-cards.
Yeah, it's actually us beating, or you beating, Quarth that reminded me that we have a lot of amazing Famicom games.
Yeah, and you were telling me, you're like, I showed you Quarth on the multi-card, and I was like, I don't remember, and then you played it, and I was like, okay, now I remember. Which is, that version is a heck of a lot harder, that's for sure. We're not talking about multi-cards today, at least not right now.
Boom, and there's the end now. You can't destroy the tank.
Oh.
You have to actually throw a grenade in it. Pow!
And there it is.
Yep, and then your enemy surrenders.
Throws up the white flag.
Yeah, and then it's time for the next stage.
3,000 times 1.
I think it multiplies depending on how many levels you complete.
Oh, okay.
It repeats, everything's pretty much in the same place if I remember correctly, and you just start to contend with a lot more enemies.
Yeah, they're probably like way more aggressive.
Yeah, like right now they're not shooting that much, but eventually you reach the point where they're shooting non-stop.
And I just love the way the guy's legs move. Like all the characters, it just looks so easy. It's like, who walks like that? But it has no bearing on the gameplay, it just looks fun.
And the label art doesn't do it justice, but the original Famicom art, if I remember this correctly, is actually based on the arcade flyer. And the arcade flyer actually, I don't remember if it was a photo or if it was oil painting, but it looked like everything was made out of clay. Like it was a little model, and it looked amazing. But the actual label on the card itself is just a drawing of a soldier. And the words frontline. You might have noticed that this tank moves a lot. Oh, no protection. It was a lot faster than the big tank. But as you saw, one shot, you're dead. If
you run into these, I'm assuming, rocks in the ground, does it kill you too?
No, it doesn't kill you, but you can't get past them.
It's kind of funny how your character's like way bigger than the tank. It's like the tank explodes and like this huge person comes out.
Well, it's just like Atari Warriors, same concept.
I don't think I've ever played Atari Warriors. I know I've probably seen you play it, but
you're missing out.
I know that's a game that I would just be overlet.
So crossing the moat. And that ColecoVision I was mentioning earlier, it had, if I remember correctly, like barbed wire fences and stuff. I mean, it was pretty detailed, very close to the arcade version. I mean, there's some things missing from this one. That Coleco one was pretty spot on. But for being an early Famicom title, it was probably released at a time where the programmers of the console still wasn't that familiar with it. You know, the memory limitations and stuff. I still think they did a great job with those.
Well, it looks great.
That was close.
Oh, I thought you totally got killed right there. Looked like you did. That's funny. You must be right, because it's 3,000 times 2. It says you have 3 lives remaining. You must have got an extra life.
I think you own it 15,000. So we'll play this up through until I die one more time. We'll move on to the next title.
We have time to play as long as you want. Whatever. We have 3 games each.
Yeah, well, sometimes that can last pretty long on this.
You just jinxed yourself.
Yeah, I did.
You're gonna die in like the next minute.
Exactly what's gonna happen. There it is. Bullet in the eye. Alright, so that was Frontline. He's shaking his head. Don't turn me off.
Excellent port of that game. The arcade version is like super hard though, for me. Alright, my next game is Nuts and Milk. I always say it milk and nuts. I always say it backwards because I first learned about this game back when I was probably in elementary, junior high. I don't know. It's on one of those controllers that have like the billion games plugged into it back when you could find them everywhere at like every mall, every kiosk.
Power Joy.
Yeah. So I have first learned about it from one of those with my brother, and I didn't know it was a real game again until recently. We had seen it on another, you and I had seen it on a, get stuck. We had seen it on another like multi-cart. Oh my god. Forgot to hit the button. Get up.
Yeah. And then you saw it on Classic Game Room. And that was like Mark's game of the year, not last year, but the year prior.
Yeah, he had picked it as one of his games of the year, and I was like, wow, that's actually a pretty good pick, because it's a fun game.
Now this copy we have is the actual copy. It's not...
Yeah, we're not playing on a multi-cart or anything like that, but... Because the thing on the multi-cart is called Milk and Nuts, or... It's the
some
opposite.
weird name.
Yeah, it's the opposite of whatever it was actually called. And I remember when my brother and I saw it, we thought it was so hilarious, because, you know, we were dumb kids at the time. So, we're like, oh, it's called Nuts and Milk, that's so funny. So, oh my god, I didn't think I was going to make that.
If I remember correctly, this was the first third-party game for the Famicom.
Really? It's such an awesome game. It's so fun, and it gets very hard, like, very fast.
And it looks like a first-party title, the way it's designed and stuff.
It really does.
I'm pretty certain it's the first third-party title.
Oh man!
I want to say Hudson made it, but I could be wrong on that too.
This game?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm pretty sure it's a Hudson game. So that was a little unnecessary to do all that. Oh, he fell. What a chump. So yeah, you collect all the fruit in the stage, and it unlocks you being able to go to your girlfriend or whatever, and then you just keep going. You can't jump on the ladders, so that's why I just totally died right there. But you can jump pretty much everywhere else, just not on the ladders. Oh my gosh. And like you have to stand just right on the ladder or you get stuck. But yeah. I like this game because I have fond memories of it as a kid. I know my brother was able to get like super far in this game. And then there's also an editor.
So it's definitely a Hudson game.
Yes. You can, oh, okay, I don't know why I just started on stage 2, but whatever. But yeah, there's an editor on there where you can build your own stages, and of course my brother and I messed around and did that too. I don't know.
Spelling out bad words and stuff.
Oh, probably. You know, we were dumb kids. But no, actually building stages too. But that's my pick.
Cool. All right. So next up, we have a game that pushes the limits of the hardware. This is Parodius.
Yes. This was like a pick for both of us, but I was like, you play it, because you're probably way better at it than I am.
Now, with that in mind, there's a lot of flicker in this game, so the way the capture device works, we might not be able to see things very well. But just like the arcade version, you can select the Big Viper, the Octopus, the Twin Bee guy, or the Penguin. I think we usually pick the Penguin. Or is it this one? I think it's the ship we pick, the Twin Bee ship. And
you do automatic power up or manual power up?
Yeah, I prefer to do manual because it's more like the original game. I don't want to play this on easy because it's kind of a hard game.
Yes, very much so. Oh, man. Oh!
Almost missed that. So just like Gradius, you select items. And depending on which ship you pick at the beginning, determines what kind of power-ups you can get.
Yeah. I mean, you'll definitely get the speed ups, and I think you always get the 3-way and the option, but everything else I think changes. Yeah, you're right. This is a little bit quicker because of the boxing gloves. The light suddenly got super bright. Look at the crab. Look at those crabs. This one. The penguin down there.
I think this was actually released in Europe, but it never came to the United States on Nintendo.
Which I'm surprised it didn't, because it would have done well. I mean,
I want to say that it came out like literally at the end of Nintendo's life here.
it could be. I think it would have done well in the US, and we had the other, you know, Gradius and
Oh my
stuff.
gosh. That chicken got me.
But if it was at the end, then I just understand. Oh, now you're super slow.
Yes.
That sucks, man. Oh, I think that red one needs to be power ups. Or maybe it was the green one.
There's a slowdown, a lot of flicker. Slowdown's gotten terrible.
Oh my god.
Can't even see where the bullets are.
Do your power up. You gotta pick one. Just hit it. I don't know what you just got.
Probably the blink.
Yeah, probably.
So here comes the first boss fight.
The cat ship. Now we have the ROM of this on our Ouya, the arcade version of it, and this port is pretty awesome. You know, the graphics look pretty similar. I mean, obviously they're not going to be exact because it's, you know, pretty fancy arcade game, but like all the bosses and everything, like they look pretty darn close.
Yeah, it's less sexualized.
Yeah.
Like there's a go-go dancer at the end of the second level, and I think in this version, She has more clothes on. She looks like I'm saying.
Yeah. Get that cat. Why he turned back?
I smoked him.
Oh.
There he goes. Those penguins were holding on for dear life.
Get it down with the ship. It was true. What are those people called?
Sailors. Captains.
But there's a different term for just people who are on the ship that work on the ship. Crewmates or whatever. Now you gotta shoot him in the belly button.
Yeah, nasty looking belly button.
Yeah. It's like you should go to the doctor to get that checked out. Are you using turbo?
I am using
You cheater. You almost died right there. Jeez. We have 3 whale-it-up right now.
Yeah, I want to get an option.
No, I don't blame you.
So the game can slow down even more.
Right?
Sometimes it starts with like bullets.
Yeah. Three-way option. Here, you have that option. There you go. Oh man, there it is.
What's the bullet and what's not? This is one of the more expensive games. These clowns always remind me of Circus Circus. Out.
Dang. I remember the clowns in the other version. What are you gonna get? Oh,
It killed everything. It took everything away.
that sucks.
Oh, slow motion.
Out. It's like he's tapping on the ground. Did you say mercy? Oh, Matei!
Blood sport.
Yeah. It's a good move, man. Keep hating on it. Whoa, what was that? Can you go into that? Oh, I guess that's your thing. You're shooting all bees. What is that? Is that like your bomb?
Must be
It's pretty cool.
force field or something.
Yeah. Sure, it's
Although, whatever it is, I can't do it now.
I just used them all.
Here comes that boss.
The dancer that has clothes on it now.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one has, like, you know, looks like they're wearing a bathing suit of some sort.
Oh!
You went right into it.
It's like a showgirl.
Yeah. Like, what are those girls called? The Rockettes or whatever? Dang. That's it. Yep, that's it.
Make fun of me.
So,
Alright, so good game, great music, just slow down, lots of flicker.
yeah, hopefully you're able to see it. Not so much the flicker, but the game. Alright, my next game is called Insector X. And this is actually like one of the first Famicom games that I played. I think you before we living together and married and all that. I think you brought it over to my house one day.
Yeah, probably. This is based on an arcade game. I think there was a Sega Genesis port.
I don't think it matters which one I pick.
The girl bee looks like the logo from Jolly Bees.
I remember you brought it over and you're like, oh. I was like, oh my god, this game's so awesome. And you were like, oh, you want to just keep it? And I'm like, alright. And here we are, years later, married, so it doesn't really matter. But it's just an easy, not easy, but it's just, oh god.
Oh, that thing got you. Stinger.
I meant to say a,
Simple.
simple, yes. You just go around and shoot things. Get power-ups, of course. That was probably a speed up. But yeah, I didn't know anything about this game. You just brought it over and you're like, here, try some Famicom games. I'm like, alright. And I tried this one and I really liked it. And it was like, okay. And I was like, cool.
Some pretty good graphics.
I didn't know that it was an arcade game until you just said it. Oh gosh, did I really just fly right into a bullet? Like flew up into it? That's pretty hardcore. I like the way the game looks. It looks, oh my god. I totally saw that coming. Man, I suck. But it still looks fun either way.
It's a good game. The bug theme, I think, works really well.
Mm-hmm.
We know bugs hate each other.
Apparently. Here you go. So yeah. Just a fun game. That's why I like it. And your next game is
The Goonies.
The Goonies.
Now, this was never released here in the United States on the Nintendo, but it was released in the arcade as versus Goonies. And there's also, ooh, that doesn't look right. There's also a version that was released on PlayChoice 10. So we grabbed a bunk copy, apparently. There we go. So the game, obviously based on the movie, and it's actually not that bad of a game. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So the object is to rescue the kids. I forget how to open this. So with the bombs. Yeah, there it is. Key. There we go. So you have a life bar. You collect items. Bombs are your primary weapons, but you can also get other things like slingshots.
Slingshots that have very limited aim. And this is one of the few games that we got for each other. We were exchanging gifts, and I don't remember if we got this game for each other at the same time.
No, what it was we had a tradition of when we would go to the Classic Gaming Expo, that we would surprise each other before with the game.
Yes.
And the game Tanya got me was this one. But the game I got her was B-52, which up to that point she had never experienced.
Yeah, I never even heard of it.
So I think we were both extremely satisfied.
Yeah, and then later I think you bought me this game.
Yeah, I was buying lots on eBay.
Didn't this just happen to me?
I think I got everything. There it is. And in the background, that song, obviously from the movies, Goonies Are Good Enough by Cindy Lauper. Now the sequel, Goonies 2, was released here, but it's nowhere near as great of a game. And there's people that speedrun this and know all the secrets and stuff. I unfortunately are not as good as those people. It's like a life bar.
I don't think either of us have played this game very much to be able to be like, yeah, we're pro. status.
I remember playing an arcade mode. I always thought it was amazing. And as a kid, if I encountered a multi-cart from Nintendo, this was always on it, which I always thought was really cool.
Okay, totally came at me.
These things serve as warps to different areas. And I don't know if you noticed, but when it first started out, it was basically just like the movie started out with the restaurant. Then you go down in the basement with all the pipes and stuff. But it plays pretty close to the movie. The gangster chasing is obviously, I think they're called Fratelli Brothers.
I've only seen it once.
It's a good movie. But that's the goons for you. Now, some things don't make sense, like the fox. Like, I don't know why killing a rat would turn into a fox sometimes. There's also like a vampire guy that will chase you.
Blowing up doors to get keys is not a good thing
No, but there were lots of skulls. And if I remember correctly, later on there's some traps, like things that would fall from the ceiling and stuff. Which was, I guess you can say, something to the movie. There's hidden items in the game, but you just need to know where to stand or to jump to make them appear. There's probably something in here somewhere. Hey! Some kung fu moves on that rat.
Whoa. It just exploded. There it goes again. It's like the guy getting mad because the anchor is blowing all over the place.
And the fox got him. So that's the Goonies. I'm not going to keep playing through it. So Tanya has one more game, and then we have an honorable mention that we'll share.
Yes. Alright, my last game is Shanghai. Probably tied for first place of my favorite version, because we have, I think we had counted 7 earlier.
Yes,
7
7.
versions of this game. And this one is probably, I like this one and the Sega Genesis version. I like them both very much. I like this one because it's just incredibly simple and the music is really neat. But yeah, it's just, you know, like any other Mahjong game, and match tiles. And I'm like just, yeah, just drawing a blank here because I'm so excited to get to play this game.
Yeah, so bullseye. You need a flower. You got that orchid that released that. Yeah, I think the greatest thing about this version is definitely the music.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing though is that, you know, they try to, you know, compromise with the layers by making them all different colors. And sometimes, you know, you can be like, oh, that's cool, I can get to that one, and then you can't, you know. So, that's a little rough, but, you know, they did what they could. This one?
The blue bones. Anybody that's played Mahjong comes up with amazing names for the tiles.
Yeah, we make up weird stuff. Yeah. This is a great game. And I think you were the one that actually introduced me to the Shanghai games. I think the Genesis one you bought me on a whim for like my birthday or something like a billion years ago. And you were like, I don't even know if she's gonna like this. And I played it and I was like, oh my god, it's amazing. And then like I just kept getting copies of the game and I'm like, cool. I'm not gonna complain, I like the game. Yeah, this one's definitely up there. We have another version of this on Famicom, but I don't think either of us liked that version very much. The Orchid? Is that one?
No, this guy is...
Oh, I mean, we didn't get to that. on this version, I would say one of the downfalls of it is that it doesn't tell you when you lose. Like when you're out of moves. You just have to guess. You're like, I can't find any more. Let me do a hint. And then, yeah. And then the hint will tell you that you have no more moves. I'm a little tired, so I'd probably be doing like this way faster. Yeah, let's try to go to that. This hearing these songs just makes me want to dance.
There's a handkerchief on the top right.
Handkerchief, or upside down V, which is what I like to call it, the upside down V.
Dragon.
This one?
Yep, left. There you go. That one, that one.
Oh my.
It's getting dangerous.
It is getting dangerous, especially that little piece right there.
Bullseyes. And the 9 bones. Spring here. Cool.
Yeah, it's not too often you get a win on your first round. And then you get a cool dragon, and then we like to make up whatever the letters say. Like
Cool
this.
job.
Yeah, cool job. The dragon's just smiling at you. So then you just go and you just keep doing it over and over. You can change you can change what game you play. I've never tried any other one, but it's there. And then you can change the songs. 7 songs, and then you just pick whichever one you want.
That's cool.
So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite versions of this game.
Awesome. Alright, so we have one game left, and it's actually a multi-cart that will show off. It's actually one of the carts that came with the system when I found it in the thrift store.
This one?
Yep.
So that's what it looks like.
Yeah. What does it say on the cover?
It says 1993 Super HIK 60,001. The 60,001 is rubbing off though. And I love multi-carts. You never know what kind of weird stuff you're going to find on it.
Yeah, and here it says it's 70,001. And this one's kind of unique because it actually has a pirate version of Street Fighter.
Oh, it was, what were those characters' names?
Yeah, it was recently...
Yeah, they
released.
recently named them for God knows what reason.
So the controls on this are as awful as you can imagine.
Yeah.
But I commend whoever put this together because they tried.
And it really doesn't look that bad.
No, but the controls are terrible.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got 2 buttons for a 6-button game, so, you know,
Yeah.
what do you expect?
Lots of frames of animation are missing.
Yeah.
There is a way to do special moves, but either the controls are different to do them, or I just suck at the timing. Dang Zangief.
He's like sunburned like a Zangief. He's very red. It's a first chest hair. Chest hair boy.
Jesus.
For some reason, your people watching the match in the background are like way huger than you.
Yeah.
Their perspective is a little off there. Usually, if they're further back, they're smaller, which means those guys must be giants.
Or it could just be a poster.
There you go.
Ooh, Zangief messed me up.
Dang, where'd your head go?
It just disappeared. He punched it off. Alright, go ahead and press reset. We'll see what else is on this. Ninja Turtles 2 is on it, which that's not a game you commonly see on the on any multi-cart for that matter.
Hang on, April. Hi, April. And obviously, it's just the same game as the NES version.
Yep, exact.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and reset it. See what else we got.
Wrecking Crew, Super Contra, Wild Gunman, Hogan's Alley, Iceman, whatever that is. Circus must be Circus Charlie, which I like to call Circus Chably. So we see it on multi-cars all the time, and it's usually called Circus Chably as the name.
Yeah, because that font makes the R look like a B there. So that's probably how it becomes Chably. But some of these multi-carts have some amazing games that weren't released in the United States, and this is a good example of one.
Yeah, if we had this game by itself, it would have been one of my top 5 picks, because this game is just amazing. I love this game.
Yeah, and there's it's an uncommon Famicom game to begin with. There's a lot of pirate copies out there, but usually like a legit copy is about $30.
Yeah. And I'm kind of like, I'll just keep playing it until we find a cheap copy. I keep playing on the multi-carts. Or the ROM of the arcade version. Which the arcade version is like a billion times harder than this one, my goodness. I remember when you downloaded it for me, we were playing on the Wii, I was like, oh my god. This is really hard.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. Just reset. There it is.
Look, there's Milk Nuts.
Milk Nuts.
It had Dig Dug on there, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of these are the same games, repeating.
And they probably just start you in like different areas. Like
Yeah,
that first page is probably it, man.
Yeah, that's probably it.
But still, it's like Wrecking Crew, you don't really see that on multi-carts. I don't think I've ever seen it on any other one.
You know, we're gonna not play that only because I don't want copyright strike because of the music. But yeah, so
Not only that, you play it forever.
yeah, that's true. Play
What's
it.
Iceman? Is that Ice Climber?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
So cool. So that was our, I guess you could say our Famicom show. We'll probably do another one with some other games that we have because we have a pretty big box full. But we'll do that another time.
We could do any system because we have so many games.
Yes, we recently remodeled the collection. We got quite a few things that we could show off.
Yeah, it looks like we have a game store in the house.
Yeah, it kind of does. So, alrighty. Well, thanks for watching.
Bye.